Hi and welcome back. For today's video we're heading to the second stop on our tour of Anglesey. So we popped to Paris Mountain last time and we're just going 10 minutes up the road to an abandoned brickworks. Not somewhere I've been before, but I'm hoping I'll get a good shot and show it on screen now. A few cars scattered about up here, so I'm guessing this might be the way in. Yeah, there's the public footpath. Okay, so they've been bottled. Parked in front of the no parking sign. So could go up there, but that's quite the angle. I think the bike might end up toppling, which we don't need. So in terms of our equipment today, it's the 15-35 2.8 lens. It's perfect for what we're doing, which is large landscapes, some close-up stuff as well. It's useful for that. The image stabilization makes it easily usable handheld without the need for a tripod, which is hard to carry when you're climbing down paths like we were today. Okay, so for our Brickworks shot, we were on the 15-35mm lens and we were at the widest end of the focal length at 15mm. ISO was at L, low, which is 50, and the shutter speed was at 2/50th of a second. Aperture was 5.6 as well. Now with those settings you get quite a nicely balanced shot in bright conditions. Our subject to detect was set to none, and our shutter mode was electronic, and we were doing single shot shooting. And that's our settings. So here are a few pictures taken on the day. I was able to just sort of crawl through one of those archways and get inside the kiln, which was quite exciting. You could do that in a few of them. And the view out from this particular one was straight onto the sea. The Brickworks really is right on the seaside. Just peeping around the corner of one of the walls, I could see this arch that had been cut away by the sea. So that was a nice little shot to get as well. And this one's a bit of a mix of the graffiti and the well-preserved brickworks. Nice spot. So this is the final picture that I chose. I quite like the wide field view. You can see sort of the state of disrepair for some of the brickworks, and other bits are quite well preserved. There are various parts where graffiti artists have been in and scribbled on it, as they do, but it's not in bad shape. It really isn't. Okay, so let's move into the edit. So the first thing we're going to do is straighten it up because it is leaning downwards to the right. So I'll stick it 2 degrees anti-clockwise. Might be a bit too much. Maybe not. Maybe 1.5 degrees. So that's just image, rotation, and arbitrary, and just enter your angle and direction. And we will crop this in to lose the white edges we've introduced. And I don't want this little bit of wall that runs into the image. Okay, so that's our starting point. We'll duplicate that layer. I want to punch up the vibrance. I want to see some more red out of these bricks. And the saturation, so vibrance plus 36, saturation plus 7. That's more like it. And I'll tone down this sky a little bit with shadows and highlights. So image adjustments, shadows and highlights. I don't really need to do much with the shadows. Give that 3%, and then highlights, we'll tone that down a bit. Okay, so that's 12% on highlights. I will brighten up this chimney a little bit, so I'm going to select the chimney first. So I'm going to brighten it up using curves. So I'm going to press Control M for curves. And then I'm just going to pull up the bottom a little bit. That's it. Nothing more than that. I'm tempted to go quite tight on this shot as a landscape. So bring it in something along these lines. I think that might be nice. Yeah, I like that. And I'll just sharpen this up a little bit with an unsharp mask. So tool sharpen, unsharp mask. I'm going to do quite a light touch for this one, so that's only 50% at a 0.9 pixel radius, which suits the bricks of that kiln quite well. Okay, that's nearly done. I will run through selective colour, see if I can pull out some more red in those bricks and any other colours. Okay, so quite happy with that. The before and then the after. Okay, the last thing I'm going to look at is whether I can put a vignette on it to make it look a little bit more abandoned. So I'm going to set a 50% opacity with a 2,500 pixel brush. I'm just going to take out these corners and see what it would look like. Might be alright. Let's try with a gradient tool. Okay, so I'm going to use the gradient tool and just pull in the edges of the image, just to give it a bit more of an abandoned feel. And I think that's it for this image. That's the Porth Wen Brickworks. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. It was a great trip. It's always nice going to new destinations, and Anglesey is a fantastic place to visit. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe and continue watching for more in the series.